Hey Math Aces, welcome to Mr. Ace Math. In this video, we're going to solve this equation to find the value for Q. Once we do that, we're going to plug that value into the equation to confirm that it's correct. When solving equations, the best thing to do is to separate the left side of the equation from the right side of the equation. To do that, we'll draw a line down the left side of our equal sign and a line down the right side of the equal sign. This separates the left side from the right side of the equation. So after you separate the left side from the right side of the equation, the best thing to do is to box each side, because the next thing we'll do is break up the terms in each side. So I box the left side of the equation and the right side of the equation. To break up this expression, because that's the left side of the equal sign, to break it up into a term, I'll look for any plus or minus signs I see and then drop a line in front of it. Since I have this minus sign here, I'll draw a line right in front of it like this. So now I've got two terms, positive Q and negative 61. Whenever you're solving an equation, the goal is always to get the variable by itself. So we need to get rid of this negative 61. And what's the opposite of negative 61? Well, that's positive or plus 61. So we'll add 61 on the left side of the equation, and we'll add it to the right side of the equation. Remember, it's important to do the same thing on both sides. That's called balancing the equation, because equations are kind of like a scale. To make sure it stays balanced and doesn't tip, you have to make sure whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. What happens to these 61s? Because they're opposites, they'll cancel out. So I'll cross these off, and that leaves me with the variable Q all by itself. So now I'll bring down the Q. I'll bring down the equal sign. And I'll bring down the result of 54 plus 61. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. That makes our final answer 115. So we could say Q equals 115. And when we have a variable on one side by itself and a value on the other side by itself, this is called our solution. Next, we're going to confirm that our solution is correct. You may have heard your teacher call this a check. Just so you know, it's the same exact thing, but I like to use the word confirm because it's more specific. Because that's exactly what we're doing. We're taking this value 115 and confirming that it's correct. Before I even begin, I like to put my variable inside parentheses. Next, I'll take the value that I have for Q and plug it into the equation. Since our solution says Q equals 115, underneath Q, I'll write 115. Then we'll bring down the minus sign, bring down the 61, bring down the equal sign, and bring down the 54. Now we'll work out 115 minus 61 to confirm that we have the correct answer. And if you don't know what that is, you can just work it out on the side. Write 115 minus 61, underline everything, and then we'll begin. 5 minus 1 is 4. And 11 minus 6 is 5. So 115 minus 61 is 54. So we'll write it right under here. Then I'll bring down the equal sign and bring down the 54. And this is exactly what we want. Because in our confirmation, the left side of the equation and the right side of the equation are the exact same thing, which means that if it were on a scale, it would be completely balanced. And that confirms that our solution, q equals 115, is absolutely correct. Is absolutely correct.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Questions? Comments? Leave them down below.
And thanks for using Mr. Ace Math. Don't just pass math, ace it.